Hello and welcome everyone. This is the second and final video of the barn door build. The barn door is actually hidden behind the sheet. Here's a quick recap of part 1 to get us caught up to where we're at today. So we needed some kind of door to separate our master bath from our master bedroom, and of course the toilet and shower area is separated by a door, but the sink area is not. We needed something to separate the area, that way if one of us got up early for work and the other had the opportunity to sleep in, the bright light wouldn't disrupt them too much. And there were other practical reasons as well. So it started with a plan. Then we went to 2 separate Home Depots and I sifted through their stacks of cedar to get the nicest looking pieces and the straightest pieces, even though I was going to mill them down and make sure they were nice and straight. From there it was a beautiful harmonic symphony of milling, drilling, sanding, gluing, and finally resin coating. Now I decided to coat the door with resin because I had used a water-based polyurethane on a fireplace mantle that I made, and the colors of the wood just seemed a little drab. It seemed like it didn't bring out the full potential of all the colors in the grains. Contrast that with an entry table that I built where the top had a gloss resin finish and you could see all the color variations in the grain. It brought out that really nicely. So halfway in between those 2 pieces was a kitchen island top that I built, which was coated with resin and then sanded to a matte finish. So I decided that's what I wanted the barn door to have. Western red cedar is pretty easy to come by in this area, and it's relatively affordable compared to poplar or oak. So I probably could have finished the door with a natural looking stain and then used the water-based polyurethane. Please leave a comment below if you know of some type of finish that will produce a similar result. Once it was time to assemble the barn door hardware, I slid the threaded cylinder into the rail using a piece of wire. From there I attached the mounting brackets to the rail. After inspecting the hardware, I decided, since the door has significant weight to it and it has a mirror inlaid which adds even more weight, I decided to upgrade the threaded inserts and the bolts. These are the pieces of hardware that support the weight of the door hanging from the rollers. I used a dowel jig to ensure the mounting holes for the rollers were uniform. I added epoxy resin to the pre-drilled insert holes. There's another YouTuber, John Peters, that has a really good video on installing these correctly. So once those were done and drying, I began sanding on the door. There was actually a lot of sanding and another coat of resin had to be applied. Hey everyone, so today has been a day full of sanding to try to get the barn door finished and ready to hang. Just sanding down the resin so it has a nice matte finish instead of being glossy, and also getting out all the imperfections. I've ran around the really bad spots with 80 grit sandpaper, and then I'm going over the 80 with 180, then from the 180 to a 320 grit, and then wet sand with 600, and finally finishing with 1000 grit dry sandpaper to get it a nice matte finish. If you're not too familiar with sandpaper, the higher the number, the finer the grit, and the smaller the scratch you're gonna make in the material. So starting with the 80 grit, it's pretty abrasive and it's going to take down the big runs and imperfections pretty quickly. And then in a sense, I'm kind of polishing it out by going to a finer and finer sandpaper. After all the sanding was complete, I was finally able to remove the cardboard that was protecting the mirror. So yesterday was pretty much a full day of sanding to get the matte finish on the barn door. Today I think is hopefully the final day of the barn door project. All I have to do is cut the trim piece that the rail mounts to, and then get it mounted, get the rail mounted, and hopefully we can hang this barn door. Because the mounting plates on the barn door hardware did not match up with the studs in my wall, I decided to attach a 1x4 to the studs. Then from there I would attach the barn door hardware directly to the 1x4 that was already anchored to the studs. This would provide a super strong place to attach the barn door hardware, and I didn't have to worry about it coming loose in the future. So I used a stud finder to locate where the studs were in the wall, and I tacked the 1x4 to the wall using a nail gun. From there, I pre-drilled the screw holes to attach the 1x4 to the studs. I countersunk those screws using a large drill bit. They make a tool for this, I just don't have one. I wood puttied the holes, sanded and painted the board. Then it was time to attach the mounting hardware and rail. During that process, I dropped one of the stoppers and almost broke the mirror, which would have really awakened our helper who is sleeping soundly. While she continued to sleep, I drilled the holes for the handle. And here's the end result. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. No, it's not perfect, but it's functional and it's one of a kind. So I won't demonstrate how it opens because there's a bathroom from the mid-80s behind there that needs to be remodeled. That's one of my next projects coming up. We actually have 2 bathrooms from the mid-80s that need to be remodeled. We bought this house about 5 years ago as a fixer-upper and have been slowly completing projects along the way. On the back side of the barn door, I decided to do an ombre style fade with a few different shades of turquoise. I really like these color combinations and they remind me of something I would see on a classic boat like a Chris Craft or something like that. If you'd like to see the build process, be sure to check out part 1. So if you enjoyed this video, or like the door or the dog, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next project. Lighting test 592. So if you enjoyed this video, or like the door or the dog, please